Hello everyone. Today my group and I are going to present on the topic the gaming console industry and how data is revolutionizing. The home video game console industry has been around since arcade game manufacturer Atari launched their home gaming console. The industry has since witnessed many rounds of competition every 7 years or so as new generations of console enter the market. The industry is currently valued at $151 billion and is projected to grow around $257 billion. The industry is driven by technology, therefore, all the players need to be always on their toes to look for and many a times predict what could be the next big thing. Starting in the 1970s, this industry has seen many leaders from Atari to Sega to Nintendo to currently being dominated by Sony and challenged by Microsoft, Xbox, and Nintendo. Big data has been a part of this industry for a long time, but in recent years, all the players of this sector have realized that it is essential to leverage this asset to their benefit. There are more than 2 billion video game players in this world, and Electronic Arts, who has 275 million active users, generates approximately 50 terabytes of data each day. The gaming industry does $20 billion in annual revenue in America alone, which 2 billion in subcategory social games. Companies like Sony are sitting on mountains of data that gets bigger and bigger on a daily basis, waiting to be used. Fortunately, gamers leave a massive data trail when they play a game. Whether it is an online social game connected via Facebook, a game played on an offline PlayStation, or a multiplayer game via the Xbox, a lot of data is created in different formats when gamers start playing. They create massive data stream about everything they do within a game, how they interact, how long they play, when they play with whom, and how much they spend on virtual products, with whom they chat, etc. If the gaming profile is linked to the social network or a gamer is asked to enter demographical data, the information can be enriched with what the gamer likes in real life, and gaming companies can adapt the game in real life to profile the game. Based on all that data, targeted in-game products can also be offered that have a high conversion rate. In 1994, Sony launched its first ever PlayStation and disrupted the market with the sleek and compact design of its console and the ergonomic design of its controller. Because of these changes, the user could now easily set up the console and could spend more time playing without hurting their hands. Fast forward to 2020, Sony, with its PlayStation 5, introduced the next generation haptic feedback technology through which gamers could enjoy a real life experience while gaming. In addition to this, with the latest update, Sony is collecting data through the cooling fans of the PlayStation 5 to record the user behavior and optimize their experience accordingly. Game developers are investing in business intelligence to understand user behavior such as their likes and dislikes. When do they leave the game and never come back, etc. Using such insights, developers will know what is off-putting and what upsets the player. The developers, then using this data, can make relevant changes to the game so that the player stays with it. So further, Aditya is going to take over the presentation and talk about how Sony can leverage this data.
Currently, data such as age, gender, geography, along with the type of games the user plays, the preferred genre, time spent on each game is captured. This data is currently being leveraged, as mentioned by Adish in the previous slide. Sony PlayStation captures data from customer in three ways. One, by when the customer purchases the console from the store. Two, when the consumer purchases the game from the store. Three, when the customer is made to sign up for PlayStation Plus membership. These data can be used and leveraged to create horizontal disruption. The first proposed one is accessories. With the increasing trend of social gaming and streaming habits, customized Sony headset and webcams can be manufactured and can be provided in complementary to PlayStation users. Television and music systems, both of them being complementary both for PlayStation or any gaming console. Customized television and music systems for gaming or a software change in the existing product range to facilitate gaming mode when able to position itself as a recommended product for the gaming users. From the existing knowledge and requirements by PlayStation, a remote play for personal computers can be introduced using the existing hardware of the computers and syncing it to PlayStation Plus, which was exclusive earlier only for the console. These three are the areas proposed by the group for Sony PlayStation, in which the data can be leveraged to perform better and help creating different line of products to create horizontal disruption. In online gaming platform, Sony can leverage the data in building the relationships with the game developers and game publishers. And with this gigantic game library, entering the online gaming industry should not be very challenging for Sony PlayStation. The major players in the industry currently are Steam, Uplay from Ubisoft Production, and Origin from Electronic Arts. Thank you.
Coming to efficiency paradigm and collaboration, any company used to, and some may now also, hold on to the three pillars of success, which are the clarity, measurement, and accountability. All these measures, in the company's view, help them to achieve the greater success as well as the more efficiency in the organization. This is the efficiency paradigm that the company more focuses on these measures rather than focusing on the way the company can progress. These measures make the company less efficient, though in the longer run. The company starts focusing on the way that what to do and who to blame when the organization fails in a certain task rather than focusing on the growth of the company. So instead of focusing on this efficiency paradigm, what more is needed is a collaborative and cooperative effort so that the company can progress and grow more. This may involve more use of the open innovation and new and innovative ways, which may include consumer also in the company's process to make a bold step towards the growth of the company. Many companies have started looking at this issue and had begun in these steps. One such company is Sony in the gaming industry. Gaming industry is focusing now more on the collaborative efforts. Since the Sony is in various industries such as home appliances, such as TV, gaming industry, etc., the Sony used to have the geographical division structure where the different geography teams need not to coordinate with each other. This led to the lack in the cooperation between the whole Sony group as a whole. The thing that Sony was not understanding is what their people do and what needs to be done. The more collaboration between the teams, the better the results will be produced, as a lot of intelligent minds will be working on the issue at the same time. But after the geographical structure, the company changed it to the matrix structure, which provided the more power to the managers, and also cooperation between different teams have been made. Also, the latest announcement by the Sony of changing their name to Sony Group Corporation is a next big step where they now aim to create a value through the group synergies. This will give a huge boost to the more corporation and shift their focus for more and more efficiency, which leads to less results to more innovation. Also, what is needed is the cooperation of such a type that a proper reward system is in place for those who cooperate. This may involve even the cooperation with the employees as well as with the customers also. There have been a lot of involvement of customers as the Sony has progressed in the gaming industry, and as of 2015, it enjoys a greater market share. They incorporated the culture where the games can be built with the customers' favorite characters, thus making the role of the cooperation within the organization important. Thus, Sony has gone a step beyond cooperation and collaboration by collaborating with Microsoft for the cloud game building in 2019. This cooperation is much needed as it is the need of an hour to go beyond to satisfy the customer needs and make the platforms more innovative. Now, next part would be taken by Milind.
So now we'll look at the collaborations and cooperations of the Sony industry. First one is that, next slide please, Dylan. Yeah, so the first point is the tie-ups. Sony PlayStations are open for tie-ups with game developers, game publishers, and tools and middleware manufacturers to implement them on their platform. They are providing them with the software tools and financing game development. It has realized that cooperation multiplies energy and intelligence in human efforts in any work. Moreover, they are working with various universities to foster the next generation of creators and focusing on cooperation rather than focusing on measuring productivity. The second one is the collaborations for streaming gaming. Sony has been restructuring away from the efficiency paradigm to collaborative practices. Recently, in August 2020, Sony announced a partnership with Microsoft to explore the cloud gaming and streaming solutions built on the Microsoft Azure platforms. It includes Sony's streaming gaming and content services using Microsoft's Azure data centers as the backbone. The final feature is the blend of Sony's semiconductor experience and Microsoft's AI expertise. The third point is subscription. So Sony PlayStation Now was launched to create a new value offering for the users by enabling them to test and discover many games because it is a subscription all you can play service. This is also a fine example of getting away with the efficiency paradigm of predicting the games that would be loved by the users and instead making them test and discover and then develop upon those learnings to strengthen their content catalog. This coordination also creates a sense of inclusion among its users, which not only improves their motivation, but create a sense of engagement in employees as they work towards providing them immersive and seamless experience. The last point is the PlayStation Store. So Sony PlayStation provides an open platform for the game developers for PlayStation to put their game in front of millions of users without any listing fee. The developer listing owns the IP and picks his or her game date release. Although PlayStation games are not open source, so their code and APIs are not made public. But because of their strategy using the PlayStation Store, they can leverage it to encourage the developers to explore their platform. They also provide the service to track revenue using their sales report. Now the next part will be taken by Shatabdi.
The BCG strategy palette is a tool developed to help the business leaders to match their approach to their business to various strategies suited for different business environments. Executing the strategy effectively by combining various approaches, a business can sustain even in times of harshness, malleability, and unpredictability. Now, as you can see, there are 5 parts and 5 strategies to this palette. The first one is the classical strategy. Now, classical strategy is based on the idea of attaining sustainable competitive advantage in a known and non-malleable environment. Companies should adopt this strategy when the market is known and there is limited chance of disruption. Next is the adaptive strategy. Unlike the classical strategy, adaptive strategy is built in a more unpredictable but non-malleable environment. Thus, the focus is on continuous experimentation and real-time adjustments rather than long-term analysis and planning. Next is the visionary strategy. This strategy is based on the idea of creating some degree of predictability by seeing an opportunity and pursuing it single-mindedly. The environment in this scenario is malleable, hence visionary circumstances can arise when a firm spots an emerging megatrend before someone else sees or acts on it, when technological change opens up the possibility to reshape an industry. Next is the shaping strategy. Shaping firms mold or reshape an industry by influencing the development of a market in its favor through coordination with other players. This strategy permits a diverse ecosystem that distributes risk, supplies complementary capabilities and resources, and builds the market quickly through strengths in numbers. Renewal strategy is the last one. A renewal approach to strategy refreshes the vitality and competitiveness of a firm when it is operating in a harsh environment. The renewal strategy is characterized by 2 distinct phases, survival and pivot to growth. This strategy is then needed to reset the strategic compass and pivot to one of the other 4 approaches to strategy. Now, Divya will continue.
Now, let's talk about Sony's gaming console strategy with respect to strategy palette. Sony adopts an adaptive strategy. The company's strategy seems to be working really well for them. They release exclusives to drive the sales of PlayStation, and once the console starts to become old and outdated, they bring these exclusives to other platforms to drive the popularity of the PlayStation and give games a new life. Next slide. The first and the foremost thing that affects our adaptive strategy is the unpredictable environment. The gaming industry is arguably one of the most important and innovative sectors in tech today. Its importance to culture, social networking, and entertainment cannot be understated. So, it is quite observable that rapid changes in technology, culture, and storage platforms affect the industry heavily. And the companies are forced to make short term strategies and redefine their goals according to the trends prevailing in the market. Thus, adapting to the current environment is the key to their survival. Next slide. Now, the second factor is the global competition. The gaming wars of today are just heating up, and the battle over console gaming is being waged by Microsoft's Xbox, Sony's PlayStation, and Nintendo, with Google acting as a new competitor with the cloud based gaming platform Stadia. These consoles are pushing the absolute boundaries of technology by offering gamers state of the art graphics, speed, and processing powers. Traditional console makers like Microsoft will start to compete with Stadia and Amazon's super secret cloud gaming platform. There is an enormous investment cost for both hardware and large budget. Gamers are still super popular, and it feels like the product they've released are similar to each other. The competition is based upon four major factors. First is the technological progressiveness in hardware, quality and availability of software, marketing, and fourth is the coordinated launch. Next slide. The third factor, while considering the adaptive strategy, is the technological innovation. Sony has always been at the forefront of technological innovation. They have always innovating, starting from the CD technology to PlayStation 2 and then moving on to PlayStation 3 with their cutting edge graphics and PlayStation 4 with their DualShock controllers. The newest technology is the PlayStation 5, which includes the haptic touch and adaptive trigger. The gaming industry is about to change, and PlayStation is the key to it. That is from our all from our side. Thank you.